Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Thanks for joining us on this Kabbalat Shabbat as we end the book of Numbers with these two portions that take us to the very end of this book of counting of Numbers. And let's begin by welcome. Shall we light the candles? Kind of light, huh? Kind of early for candle lighting. So let's just welcome the angels with the words of Shalom Aleichem. We're told that angels come and accompany us. They bless us and carry us through Shabbat. We receive an extra soul on Shabbat, right?
Yeah.
This Kabbalat Shabbat. So let's welcome the angels and ask them to bless us with Shabbat peace. Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachi HaSharet, Malachi Elyon, Malachi HaRachamim, Mi Melech, Malachi HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bochem l'shalom, Malachi HaShalom,
Come in peace.
Malachi Elyon, Malachi HaRachamim,
Angels of compassion.
Mi Melech, Malachi HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu ni l'shalom,
Bless us with peace.
Malachi HaShalom,
Shabbat.
Malachi Elyon,
Taste of the world to come.
Malachi HaRachamim,
To renew our souls.
Mi Melech, Malachi HaMelachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeitichem l'shalom, Malachi HaShalom, Malachi Elyon, Malachi HaRachamim, Mi Melech, Malachi HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Can we do this one? We've done this one a while. Can we do that? I'll say something about it. I'll say something about it.
Yom Zeh Yisrael. Yom Zeh Yisrael, this is Israel's day. Ora v'simcha, light and joy. Treasure of heart for brokenness. Yom Ze L'Yisrael Ora B'Simcha Ora B'Simcha Ora B'Simcha Shabbat Mincha Ora B'Simcha Ora B'Simcha Shabbat Tzivit HaPikudim B'Mamad Sinai. I was there, and I'm going back.
To Sinai.
Shabbat Moadim L'Shamor B'chol Shana
It's a holy place.
L'Aroch Lefanai Maseh Barucha Shabbat Mincha Yom Ze Yisrael Ora B'Simcha Ora B'Simcha Ora B'Simcha Shabbat Mincha Ora B'Simcha Ora B'Simcha Shabbat
Shabbat of deep, soul-nourishing rest. Goes to your deepest soul place and renews you with joy and light. This is our day. And a love song, part of this Kabbalat Shabbat, this holy welcoming of this sacred time. Time where you take the ordinary and you raise it up to see the extraordinary and the beauty in it.
Want to hear a Jewish prayer for St. Francis?
Always. Of course. We love St. Francis. We were there when we saw him walking outside of Assisi with Claire, tending to the animals just as the sun was setting. We saw him just as clear as we see the Shekhinah each week, descending to be with us, filling the spaces between us with light and love and peace. Serenity. Shabbat Shalom, Zeki.
Francesca
Little
pointed up
girls.
toward the hills and she said, I see him there walking.
Yes.
San Francesco. She
We
said,
saw him too.
is that crazy? And I told her the story of the
The
Shabbos
Shekhinah.
bride that we welcome every Friday night, the Shekhinah Malchut, the Kala. I said, we welcome her every Friday night. Do we imagine her? Yes. That's always the point. Ah, said Francesca,
I feel her.
where are they when we need them? I said, well, then they were expressed. Now they are hidden.
Does that mean they're still there? They're just nistar, they're just hidden. What do we need to do to make them nigle, revealed?
That's the game of existence. To reveal the nigle, the hidden, the nister. אחד הודיע לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבלה. אחד הודיע לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבלה. שמעו וסחור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, שם תפארת ולתחילה. אחד הודיע לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבלה. אחד הודיע לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה. מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. אחד הודיע לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבלה. אחד הודיע לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי. אורי אורי שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. אחד הודיע לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבלה. אחד הודיע לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבלה. בואי בשלום עטר אל בעלה, גם בשמחה ובסוד חולה. תוך אמוניה סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. אחד הודיע לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבלה. אחד הודיע לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבלה. אחד הודיע לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבלה. אחד הודיע לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבלה.
Let's call each other to prayer. In the words of the Baruch Hu, Mar'et and Adonai, two sides of godliness, come together as one on Shabbat. So there are no distinctions on Shabbat. All the separations are illusion on Shabbat as we call each other to prayer.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך, ברוך אדוני המבורך, המבורך לעולם ועד. המבורך, המבורך לעולם ועד.
Say the Shema every night before you sleep. We never know when our last Shema will be. It's good to be ready. Shema Shema builds a bridge between this world and the next. Always brings those worlds a little bit closer when we need them to be.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
More important than being loved is loving. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'otecha. Ve'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlektecha v'derech u'shovbecha uvkumecha ukshartam le'od al yadecha v'hayu latotafot bein einecha Uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tiskaru ve'asitem et kol mitzvotai vitem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lihiot lechem Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem. Emet. I've been talking a lot about the Exodus story and how it inspires us with liberation theology. And this is our song. This is our song. Our song of protest, our song of promise, our song of potential.
Michamocha ba'elim Adonai, Michamocha dar ba'kodesh, Norati lo tosef eleh, Malchutecha ruvanecha, Bukiyam lifnei Moshe, Zeili, 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 Zeili anu v'yameru. Adonai imloch, Adonai imloch, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. Adonai imloch, Adonai imloch, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. Adonai imloch, Adonai imloch, Adonai imloch, Adonai imloch, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. Adonai imloch, Adonai imloch, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed, le'olam voed ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגואלו מיד חזק ממנו. As you redeemed Jacob and saved him from arms that were stronger than his own, so may you redeem all who are oppressed and persecuted. Baruch atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael. Well, Miriam, Hanaviah, the prophetess. She took a drum in her hand and we followed her with drums and dancing. And Miriam, she chanted with us. Shiru Adonai ki ga'oga. Shiru Adonai ki ga'oga. Shiru Adonai ki ga'oga. Shiru Adonai ki ga'oga. Sus v'rochvo Rama vayam. Sus v'rochvo Rama vayam. Shiru Adonai. Sing to God a new song. Ki ga'oga, ga'oga, ga'oga. Fros aleinu sukat shelomecha. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Baruch atah Adonai aporei sukat shalom aleinu. V'yakol amu Yisrael v'yal Yerushalayim. V'yal Yerushalayim, and over Jerusalem. Over Jerusalem. We are praying for the peace of Jerusalem, Jerusalem. Praying for the peace of Jerusalem, Jerusalem. V'shameru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש שבת ויהי נפש שבת ויהי נפש. The children of Israel shall keep the Shabbos, observing it in every generation. It's like a covenant for all time between me and the people of Israel. It's a sign, it's a sign, it's a sign forever. For in 6 days the Eternal One made the heavens and the earth, and on the 7th day God rested. Vayi nafash, Vayi nafash. God breathed the soul into creation. Vayi nafash. God breathed the soul into creation. Vayi nafash.
Vayinafash. All creation has a soul. Nefesh, neshama, so many different words for soul, but all inner. But we know that without that inner light, without that inner soul, without that inner life, the outer can't continue to exist. Fades away. So Vayinafash, find ways. We have to find ways to renew our souls and work on that inner life.
Adonai Sifatai Tiftach Ufi Yagid Tehillatech Adonai Sifatai Tiftach Tiftach Adonai Sifatai Tiftach. Let my lips open my lips that my mouth may speak a little poetry. Adonai Sifatai Tiftach Tiftach Adonai Sifatai Tiftach Tiftach Tiftach.
So take a few moments, instead of davening through these prayers, take a few moments just to breathe. Give yourself a little gift of time, wherever you're kind of streaming in from. Sarah in Philadelphia with her mother, Zachy in Brooklyn with his beautiful family, Leslie in St. Louis, Ed and Stacy in New City. Everyone, just take a moment. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out through your mouth. And just give yourself the gift of a moment to feel that inner place. Go to that inner place. See if you can be in touch with your soul, your nefesh, your neshama. And just breathe for a moment. If you want to, you can open your eyes and read through some of the prayers that take us through the tefillah. Prayer for ancestors, a prayer for strength, a prayer to bless the day, a prayer for service, worship, and service being one, a prayer for gratitude. Take a moment to work through those prayers, to nourish that inner neshama. Tefillah always ends with a prayer for peace. In the evening, it's a great peace. Shalom Rav. Great peace. How wonderful would that be? Cooperation rather than competition. Dispelling the illusion of scarcity, recognizing that there really is enough for everyone, so we don't have to fight each other. For the piece of the pie, there's enough for everyone. Praying for the people in Haiti, people in all the places around the world, even here. People are forgetting about that Shalom Rav, promise of a great peace.
Shalom Rav, Yisrael Amcha. Shalom Rav, Yisrael Amcha. Tassim Leolam. כי אתה הוא מלך אדום לכל השלום, כי אתה הוא מלך אדום לכל השלום. על ישראל עמך, על ישראל עמך, בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. על ישראל עמך שלום. על ישראל עמך שלום. על ישראל עמך שלום.
Sing a little bit about the portion, just a little, very little. I promise. We don't think that this is a great way, venue for big long teachings or anything, but just wanted to say a little bit about these two portions, Matot, the tribes, and Massei, the journeys. So we come to the end of the book of Numbers, and as we approach the land, these two portions push us to the limits of what we are capable of, the best and the worst. Our dear Moses chastises us for not killing the women of the Midianites. Remember that we're supposed to kill off, there's this plague, and it's because there's different people with different tribes and different, I guess, immune systems or different germs, different whatever. And so we got to kill off.
Different immune systems?
Maybe.
Okay.
I think so. Well, don't you think? I mean, it can't be that different.
I'm listening. I'm just...
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what makes some people more vulnerable than others. I don't know. But anyway, we were supposed to kill everybody. And Moses chastises us for not killing the women of the Midianites. We take pity on them. We don't kill them all. Did he forget that his own wife was a Midianite? What's the matter with him? Or is this one...
What's the matter
What's
with
the
him?
matter with that guy? Did he forget? Zipporah is a Midianite, right? The priest of Midian, Jethro. He loved him. So what is this? Is this once again an example of how we're not meant to take the Torah literally? Not then and not now. That the lesson is deeper than literal truth. That these most difficult portions are not about the outer world, but the inner world. And it's not about them. It's about us. It's a guide to each of us, to each of our own inner landscapes. And from this moment, we learn that we are capable not only of destruction of the other, but we are capable of self-destruction. It's a great lesson before we take on the responsibility of the land, of no longer being just a tribe, a matot, but letting our journeys, our Massei, take us to being a nation. We are still struggling with the same lessons today. We ask, what is murder? The portion asks, what is murder? What is manslaughter? What is self-defense? Are they different? And what constitutes a machlochet l'shem shemayim, a rebellion for the sake of heaven? Like in Egypt, our own bloody revolution that we remember this month pushes us to struggle with what the path to peace, the journey to the promised land needs to look like. And both of these portions begin with what may be the secret, the essence to what is needed. The portion begins with vows. Vows that take us to the heart of our relationships with oneself and with others. The inner promises that we make and the promises, the vows we make to others. Of all the times to bring this up, now, just before we enter into the land on our own without God taking care of everything, right? What do we have to learn? We have to learn about our word. It's our word that gets the attention here. It's our word, doing our best to keep our word, to speak the truth as best as we can, that we can trust what is said. In Hebrew, the expression is bli neder, without a vow. Even without a vow, you can trust me to speak the truth. Even bli neder, without a vow, you can trust me to do what is right and just and true. Bli neder. I affirm my trustworthiness and yours, to trust your motivation, unlike Korach, right? And to heal the broken vav, the vav that was broken by the zealot Pinchas.
Let your words suffice.
Right.
Your word should be enough. Bli neder.
Bli neder. Bli
To
neder.
take a vow is a very serious thing.
Yeah.
The implication is that you need a vow, but you don't need a vow because your word should be enough.
Bli neder.
Let your word be enough, Maimonides said. Let your word be enough.
Let your word be enough. Your trustworthiness. And it's not just about your vow to others, which of course is so important, to keep your word. But what about to yourself? What have you promised to yourself? Bli neder. What is that inner journey? What do you belong to? And how will that guide you on your journey?
So, the Alter Rebbe had an interesting reading about the Matot, the tribes. That we have two words. I like that, though, to put them together, the two portions together. Tribes and journeys. What a nice title for something that is. Tribes and journeys, the two portions. But the Alter Rebbe had a way of understanding that this word for a tribe, matei, it's like a stick. It also means like a stick or a staff, or it's part of a tree.
Right.
And we have another word for that, shevet, also signifying a tribe.
A tribe, right.
And also both part of the whole. apart from the whole organism, the tree,
Mm-hmm.
But it made a distinction between a mateh and a shevet. A mateh is the kind of part of the whole that is brittle, broken off, separated from the whole.
Yeah.
Easily broken, brittle. But a shevet stays moist to its source.
Nice.
Not broken,
Not
not
broken.
easy to break. It stays moist with its source, like a branch does from a tree. So we were reminded, to turn all of our matot and shvatim,
Nice.
turn all of our brittle separations into moist connections with the source.
Nice.
With the source.
Yeah.
Turn all matot to shvatim.
Yes. It's so perfect. The book of Numbers ends with the answer to the question that the Benot Zlovchad asked. And it is so about this. The Benot Zlovchad take, the brittle response of Pinchas, right? This violent response that just breaks everything. It breaks that vav because it's so brittle. It gets so broken. His response of violence can only break. And so what do the Benot Zlovchad do? They turn it into just what you said. They go to the source. They go to compassion. They go back to the womb. And they work with Moses. And they work with God. And they find a way to change the system with love, with listening, with learning.
Yeah. Then they're in the same portion. It's good that they appear in the same portion.
It ends. The book of Numbers ends with this lovely journey of how it was so unfair, the injustice of not letting them have their inheritance. What happens at the very end is they find a way to begin to change this ancient system of oppression. Their voices are heard because they're said in that way, in that lovely way that drinks from that deep well. So it doesn't break. It changes. It transforms. But it doesn't break. Bli neder.
Bli neder.
Bli neder.
You don't have to take a vow. Let your word be enough.
Let it be enough. So, we often think about the things that we want to change about ourselves, the vows that we make to transform, but those too must be done lovingly, kindly, gentleness, drinking from the source so that we don't get brittle and break, right? So anything else? Let's offer a Misha Berach, a healing prayer. I know we have lots of people who have asked us to pray for them. We have quite a long list. And I had it here. I did have it here. So I'm going to pull it up. Here it is. So let's continue to pray for Rick Hack and Gail Rock and Evan Richards and Carrie Schulman and Susan Schroeder and Debbie Zorensky and Dr. Richard Burns, Julie Stevenson, Toby Schreiber, Meredith Berkowitz and Tom Fox and Sherry Hugler and Roshan Batman and Kate Walpert, Rhonda Banford, Judy Markey, Dr. Powers, Choco and Rudy, Lev Reynolds, Mark Bingendorf, Jeannie Isserman, Linda Rikus, Michelle Long and her sister Martha Messina, Judy Underhill, Stacey Abeliz, Alan Snyder, Janice Marks, Charlie Moss, Eileen Ehrlich, Steve Littlejohn, Suzanne Cooperman Gill, Shirley Patisha, my good friend, Annette Sklar, Karen Teitelbaum, Dennis Judd, Alex McGrath, and his mother, Linda Holtzman. We send a lot of healing to you, Linda. Betsy Ripner, Lisa Schlesinger, Victoria Barmarkin, Elizabeth Weinberg, Brandon McFadden, Tabitha Hill, Kelly and Donald Shemwell, Sylvia Ernst, Ann Mays, Gloria Lash, Chapin Kanor, Sharon Hollander is in the hospital, Lois Chait, Don Cohen, Suzanne Lipson, Sharon Linder, Doug Pop, Deborah Green, I just said Sharon Hollander, right? Rick, let's see. I said all these. Eileen Ehrlich. I kind of lost my place here, I think. Don Cohn, Suzanne Lipson, and the family of Andrew Rockman.
The Neiman Collinger families.
Of course. And
Sissy Lex.
Sissy Lex. Oh my. I hope Sissy Lex. Let us know what's happening with Sissy Lex, please. And of course for Lainey and the Neiman Collinger family. The loss of Andy. For the people of Haiti, for the people throughout the world who are suffering from COVID and here.
Those sick with the Delta variant.
Yeah, definitely those sick with the Delta variant. Please, people, get vaccinated. Help others get vaccinated. We need to get to that critical place. So hold all of these, and all of those you hold in your heart. Sarah, hope your mama's, Sarah Marks, hope your mother's doing well. I'm sure it helps to have you there. My friend Linda, about to have surgery. For Jimmy. So, for all of these.
On my right, the angel Michael. On my left, the angel Gabriel. In front of me, the angel Uriel. Behind me, the angel Raphael. Above my head. Shechinatel. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei HaCholim, blessed are you, great healer. Amen. Amen. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen. Aleinu l'shabech l'adon hakol, latet gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu k'goyei haratzot, velo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובה מרומים.
Hu Eloheinu ein od, Emet Malkeinu Evazulato, Kakatu Betorato, V'yadata hayom v'hashevot elevavecha ki Adonai hu Elohim bashamayim imah v'yalaretz מתחת עינו. נאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Amen. So, at the end of every service, we remember those who have died at this time in years past, whose yahrzeit comes at this time, and also those who have died in the past year. And so from last July, we have Carolyn Harvath and Rich Amaker and Jerry Brown and Stan Zerman and Andrew Davis and Donna Levitz and Rodney Barton and Orna Nitzan and Dr. Norton Cronemer and Sam Stock and Vern Benjamin, Brian Wetzler, Virginia LaRocca, Anthony Hikes, Howard Handelman, Mem Mofshin, Shirley Gershon, Joel Leon, Jose Maria Velasco Sr., Jeffrey Watson, and Morton Wexler, Carol Katz, David Levin, Greg Carlson, Judith Coleman, Lindsay Marglis, Benjamin Katz, Stephen Watson, Evelyn Rudin, Jonathan Kletnick, Michael Parker, Donna Kitchen, Arlene Meltzer, Sydney Noster, Lizzie Pressberg, so lovely, Dr. Nellie Grosswasser, Madeline Iris, Lou Myers, Mel Padower, Jerry Berger, and our dear Jack Oaklander. Robert Fauser, Eleanor Flegel, Ann Alter and Tootsie Esrock, Peter Fishman, Erwin Pollock, Carl Wiley, Ann Fetterman, Emily Engelhart, Connie Wacker, Alvin Nessenbaum, Tammy Keim, Marcel Pollack, Bernard Tobin, Gary Rikus, Joan Klein, Michael Kiernan, Father Robert Johnston, Orietta Cohn, Dan Sokol, Dr. Erica Gartner, Herbert Fagan, Gail Hollyfeld, Alex Hochberg, Ethan Gonzalez, Raphael Berger, Marie Elaine Nicholson, Tucker Wright, Ed Lander, Tyler Shemwell, Andy Neiman, Bobby Morell, Judge Roberta Hitt, most recently, and if her family is watching, we send so much love to you, David, and your family. Very recently, just yesterday, day before yesterday, Andrew Rockman, his funeral will be Sunday on Ladue Road. We sent a condolence notice today. Gary Weinecke, a friend of Rick Isserman. The yahrzeits that come at this time are Shirley Chackus, Fanny Frauenglass, Johanna Neustadt Horn, Edna Lander, Alan Goldberg, Joseph McCrae, Bob Recht, Robert Earl Recht, Rickstad, Bernard Edelstein, Herman Keston, Irene Klein, Jack Krieger, Celia Larson, Paula Hassler, Irene Kafka, Wallace Langston, Muncie Ward, Norma Werschel, Marcia Balsam, Sidney Franklin, Nathan Goldberg, Bobby Isserman, June Craven, Junie, Minnie Rubenstein, Edward Vanderveld, David Biber, Kanaya Bynum, Joey Murov, Elsie Weil, Joanne Cox, Alan Halperin, Sherman Marver, Joe Raymond, Dolores Sachs, and Maxine Stevenson. Did I miss anybody?
Susie Essman.
Oh my, is it Susie Essman? How come she was on my list?
No, Diane Mayer.
Diane, that's right.
And Jim Beach.
So
Malachi Owens.
Malachi Owens, right, who sang for so many years at Temple Emmanuel, an ordained Baptist minister. Brought a lot of joy to a lot of people with his voice. But Di, it bothers me that Susie's, we must have her under her Hebrew. Do we have her under her Hebrew yard site? I will check into that.
She's July 8th.
July 8th. I have to look that up. Maybe it's under her Hebrew yard site in our calendar. I will look it up. But her memory and her light continues to live on. I'm working with her son, one of her sons now, to get married, which is really a joy. So for all of these good people we've named, for the legacy of their lives, let us say the words of the Kaddish that connect the heavens and the earth. We say together. Yitkadal v'yitkadosh shemei rabbah.
Amen.
V'yalma divrach yirutei v'yamid v'yirutei. V'chayachon v'yomachon v'chayedecho beit Yisrael. Ba'agalau v'zman kariv emru.
Amen. Yehi shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam l'amei amaya.
Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudashah b'richu. La'ela minko birchata v'shirata. Tushbechafta v'nechamata. Da'amiran be'alma be'imru.
Amen.
Amen. Yehi shlomo rabba min shamaya v'chayim. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru. Amen.
Amen.
Oseh shalom b'rumav. Uya aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru. Amen.
Amen.
May the source of peace truly, truly bring peace to all of you who mourn, as we say together. Amen.
Ve'imru, 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 amen. Ve'imru, 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 amen. Ve'imru, 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 amen. Ve'imru, ve'imru, ve'imru,
Oh, gee. I promised Marla that we would mention Matt, her brother Matt Friedman, a very special, special soul. That's what happens when I don't write things down. But Marla, we're thinking about you and your family and your sweet brother Matt. Matt was born with a disability, but he brought a lot of joy, a lot of light. I remember, Jimmy, we met him once at your father's funeral. And I just remember him being just pure love. He was just pure love. I don't think he was capable of holding a grudge or of not being pure love, pure forgiveness, and pure joy. So for all the joy that Matt Friedman brought into the world, we give thanks. And we pray that his memory will always be for a blessing, and that we comfort his mourners as you go forward on this path of mourning and honoring his life. Thank you, Marla. And thanks for joining us. And we will put him on our list so that every year on his yard site, Erev Shabbat he died, that we will remember him as well. Should we end with a Don Olam or Something
Last
from the
verse.
Psalms? Huh?
Last verse.
Last verse of Adon Olam. Okay. All right.
בידו אפקיד רוחי, הייתי שם ויעירה, ועם רוחי גביעתי אדוני לי, ולא יירא, ולא יירא. Into your hands I entrust my spirit, the time that I lie down and the time that I rise up. With my spirit, my body too. God is with me, I shall not fear. בידו אפקיד רוחי, והייתי שם ואעירה, ועם רוחי גביעתי. אדוני לי, אדוני לי, אדוני לי, אדוני לי, אדוני לי, ולא יירא. אדוני לי, אדוני לי, אדוני לי, אדוני לי, ולא יירא. אדוני לי, אדוני לי, אדוני לי, אדוני לי, אדוני לי, ולא יירא. God is with me, I shall not fear.
Not to fear. 2 words for fear in our tradition. One is pachad. That's fear. But the word in this song is yira, awe. Let us always find a way to turn that pachad to yira. Want to give a blessing? So thanks for being with us tonight for Kabbalat Shabbat. Actually, should we light candles? No? Okay, I guess not. Well, I hope everyone will light candles, before the sun goes down.
Yeah, you should light them. It's
Should we
time
light
now, yeah.
It's time. Okay, so sing a little bit and I'll get the candles. They're right here.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God be kind to you, gracious to you. Bless you. Ye'eronai panav elecha v'yichonecha. The upper root and the lower root will find each other. It will be a secret, generous wisdom. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. And every individual will be known as a version of God. Kein yehi ratzon. Kein yehi ratzon. Let this be God's will for you. Kein yehi ratzon. Kein yehi ratzon.
So maybe everyone get your candles ready if you haven't lit them yet, and let's light them together. Thanks, Jimmy, for the blessing. Oops. Oh, that didn't work. This is what happens at CRC sometimes. Remember how hard it was to light the candles. So take a little light inside, everyone, with me, if you would. Oof. Remember that inner. You know, we can't do anything on the outside if we're not doing that inner work, that inner healing. You know, that inner. We're not in touch with that inner life. That's soul. So take some light inside. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlek ner shel Shabbat. May it be a Shabbat of light, joy, and simcha, a Shabbat of renewal. And we will be back because all the other rabbis are away. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock to continue our celebration of Shabbat and do a little bit more learning. So Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Thanks for joining us.